Boys, Trump, he had one job. He had one fucking job, and he failed at it. And do you know what that is? It's setting a precedent to the rest of the world that America is indeed a superpower and it is the world police. And if you do as little as step out of line, you're going to get shot on. And he does the exact fucking opposite. He's an absolute C-U-C-K. I don't know if TikTok will allow me saying that. In front of all these fucking dictators like Putin, Kim Jong-un, he just licks their fucking arse persistently. I'm not even trying to bully him or anything. This isn't harassment. This isn't hate TikTok. I'm just saying he legit wants to watch his ally get by Russia. Sell out, acting like it's all in his own interest. Right? And he thinks that he's like this big shot fucking businessman, right? But everything in the Republican Party's fake. For example, Elon Musk isn't this boy genius. He's just a fellow who got lucky, who had rich parents who gave him all that money, right? And he managed to hire some actually talented people. Trump isn't a real businessman either. He just got some like know-how, some skill from his father, and obviously money to build his business. There's people who are able to punk him on that aspect who have no business skill, but who understand psychology, like fucking Putin. And he's now Putin's dog because he set a precedent to Putin. He's like, I'm going to lick your fucking arse, right? I'm not going to put you in your place for committing fucking war crimes, even though our country, well, not our country, my country's neutral, Ireland, but fucking Trump's country, America, and all these other countries, right? The General Assembly of the UN, they label Russia a terrorist state. And now he's showing Russia that he does not fucking matter. He doesn't care. He can wipe his arse with the paper that he fucking signed on. Right? He doesn't care. And this makes him Putin's dog, effectively, right? Because he's not setting the precedent. He's not putting Putin in his place. I'm repeating myself, but you know what I mean. He thinks he's like 2 steps ahead of everyone. But all these dictators like Putin are using him. He's like that image of a certain actress with an assortment of men of colour behind her, if you know what I mean. He's like that right now. See, what his plan is, right, is that he's going to offer a deal to Zelensky that he's 100% going to refuse, so that he's able to just dip out of the war, right? Just not be responsible, playing into Putin's game, which is exactly what Putin wants. So he's doing Putin's bidding, right? That's what, when I say Putin or Trump is Putin's dog, I fucking mean it. Like, I have the facts, right? The fact is that this deal was made specifically to please Putin, right? So that Zelensky wouldn't sign it. Because why the fuck would Zelensky give over half his fucking mineral wealth to America for no money? Because Trump's offer was like, oh, if you give us that money, you're basically giving us back the money we flooded into your country to help you with the war. But he didn't flood any money into Ukraine. America didn't give Ukraine shit. Trump didn't give Ukraine shit, but he's asking for all his resources. Obviously, Zelensky's going to say no. Obviously, he's going to pull out of the war, and obviously that's going to be good for Putin. So he's literally chained up. Like, this dude, I'm not even messing with you. He's literally in a chain in Putin's hand, and Putin is sending him after Zelensky to bite his leg. That's exactly what he's doing, and Zelensky knows what's up. But see, the thing is, it doesn't matter whether Zelensky signs the deal or doesn't sign the deal. The effect is going to be the same. America hasn't sent money, it has sent resources, but they're like shit fucking weapons from the 90s. Nothing for Ukraine is going to change. That's just going to make Ukraine more reliant on Europe, and Europe is going to realise that they are independent from the US, believe it or not. Right? This is why I don't believe NATO should have the... See, this is why I don't think the US should be part of NATO, paradoxically, right? Because their spending budget is like 8 billion gazillion times higher than Europe's combined. So it makes Europe too dependent on the US. They could just slouch back into their armchair and be like, fucking the US can handle it for us. Like, why the fuck? Why? Why do they have to have the US inside it? And moreover, why would Ukraine want to be inside the NATO? They're just going to keep fucking gaslighting, stalling them, manipulating them. Ukraine doesn't need that. Donald Tusk, which is, I think he was like the leader of the EU or some shit. But he's like Poland's prime minister or something. He was like, we should have like an alternative alliance. It should be us, Poland, the Baltic states, Britain and Norway, and we'll fight against Russia. I think that's a better idea. You lads remember fucking Intermarium and something Pilsudski wanted to have after World War One, like a state between Russia and the rest of Europe to keep the barbarians at bay, as he said. Like, we should have that as an alliance. That'd be a great idea. Better than fucking NATO, which hasn't done anything for Ukraine. Yeah, just slow down a bit. Should curse less. I've said more fucks than Hugh Hefner had in his mansion. Like, you know what I mean? Basically, the main message is that Ukraine and Europe should stop relying on the US, because they're not going to do anything. And especially with Trump in power, right? He at least makes it an effort to show how little he fucking cares. Biden tried to balance on 2 seats and be like, well, we like kind of care about like Ukraine sovereignty, but like at the same time we have our own financial interest in mind. Like, he's so spineless. At least Trump is able to say that he doesn't care, and that's a good thing, because it will finally show us what's up. It will finally show us that we need to like progress forward without America. Fuck him. Sorry for that, but like, who needs them for real? This is an important turning moment in history. We're finally seeing America lose its power, and it's fledgling as a superpower, unfortunately, because of Trump. It's losing its power and influence. Trump has sold out to Russia and all these dictators. We just need to get rid of them. We need to strengthen our continent and make sure to solidify the fact that Ukraine is part of that continent and Russia is not, right? And I think we should like formally combine like a bunch of scientists and researchers, bring them together, historians, and officialize that Russia is no longer part of Europe and that Ukraine is. And that's how we build stronger alliances. We don't need people like Trump anymore. Putin needs people like Trump. But when Europe ditches him, he'll realise that he can't really do anything. And he'd be in the same position with his boxers down like he was 2 years ago when he lost half of the occupied territory. It'd be even worse. It'd be like he was 7 months ago when he lost part of Kursk. And for all the Trump supporters out there, you really think your boy hasn't sold out to Putin? If you want to give me any arguments in the comments, you can try, but I don't think you have any.